Hi, my name is David. I'm going to walk you through how I solved the CSWA practice problem 5.2, and I'm using SolidWorks for Makers 2026. Okay, so looking at the problem, we see that the top view right here has a lot of symmetry going on. It's symmetric about this axis and this axis here. So I'm just going to draw a quarter of the solid. Okay, so we'll start a sketch in the top plane, and I'm going to draw a couple of center lines, one going up and the other going to the right. And this quarter of the sketch that I'm going to draw is going to be going along these lines, so I just want to draw those for reference, especially since we don't have any points that are coming out of the origin. Alright, and then I'm going to go into my line sketch tool, and I'll go ahead and start, let's see, how about if we start up here? Let's start up here, and then go to the right, click, go out and back in so we can create an arc, and then go down, back in here, until we get to the inner circle. We'll add the outer circle or quarter circle a little bit later. So I'll click here, switch over to an arc, and then complete the solid, or not the solid, the the region. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and draw the other arc for the outer part of, like, the outer circle. So I'll switch over to center point arc because I know exactly where the center of the circle is, and start here and go to there. And also draw a circle that has the same center as this little arc. Okay, now start smart dimensioning everything. It looks like from top to bottom, that's going to be 64, but divided by 2, so 32 there. And then from side to side, we've got 132 divided by 2. Remember, you can enter in calculations here. 132 divided by 2 is not too bad to do in your head, but you can also just have SolidWorks do it for you. And then we got this circle here has diameter 6. This little arc here has radius 6. Arcs by default are giving you radius, and circles by default are giving you diameter, at least for the SolidWorks that I'm using. I don't know if it's different for other ones. Okay, and then we have the radius for this one here would be 24 divided by 2, because it gives it in terms of diameter. And then for this one, it has a diameter of 32, so 32 divided by 2 to get the radius. All right. And then it looks like we're not fully defined here, so I'm just going to drag this point to see what's going on. And it looks like this center of this arc is not on the origin. It wasn't bound to the origin. So I'm going to click on the center, shift click, or I think control click works as well. And then we want those two to be coincident. I tend to use Alt D for coincident since I use coincident fairly often. And it's nice to have that little keyboard shortcut. You can also just click on it too. All right, good. Fully defined. So now we're going to go to Features and Extrude Boss Base. Going to extrude this one first. I want to do a blind extrusion, so it's just in that direction. And it looks like it's 5 millimeters. Then I'm going to extrude from that same sketch this little guy here up 18. All right, so that's most of it. And then we just have to make those ribs. So to make the ribs, we need some kind of plane to draw the rib sketch in. Just take a peek over here at the problem definition. So you can see these ribs we're going to have to draw like this little triangle shape here. And we need a plane to do that in. So I'm going to make a plane that matches this dashed line. I'm going to make that plane right there. And then extend out or extrude out that triangle in both directions. So do a mid-plane extrusion. All right. Switch back. So one of the things for defining that plane is I'm going to make a reference line that goes through the origin up and down. So to do that, it's pretty straightforward. You just take, I don't know if this is the best way to do it, but you can take a front plane and it looks like a right plane, and where those two intersect are going to give you that axis. Hit enter. So now we've got this axis going that kind of goes through the center of the circles here and here. All right, so we're going to make a reference plane that goes through that axis, but is going to be rotated. We can use this as a reference plane too. It's going to be rotated 30 degrees. So we'll switch over to an angle 30 degrees. I don't want it rotating 30 degrees this way from the plane through this line. I want it to be rotating the other way. So I can do flip offset, and then now it's going to be rotating from this plane 30 degrees that way about this line. All right, so that's our reference plane, and we'll go ahead and click on the plane, click Sketch, and then start drawing the triangle for the rib. So I'll go into Line. I'm going to start drawing it from here, and we want to go into the rib, into that little hollow cylinder a little bit. I'll explain why in a second here. All right, so there's the basic triangle, and we have an angle here of 162. Almost nailed that angle. And what else do we have? Oh, the distance from, I'm going to Smart Dimension, distance from here to the center of everything is 45. Wow, almost nailed that one too. Okay, but we can still, it's not fully defined, we can still take a point like this one and drag it out and in. Now if we line it up perfectly with this, there's a problem that happens. So let me just rotate. So if we line it perfectly with this shape, then the problem that happens is when we extrude using a mid-plane extrusion, so we're going in both directions, 9 millimeters it looks like. So the problem that happens, I'm just going to click OK, is that this rib is not flush against this curved face here. So to make it flush against the curved face, there's a little hint that it gives you. It says, start ribs inside cylinder wall. All right, so we want to start the rib inside the cylinder wall so it's flush against. I feel like there should be a better way to do this. If you have a better way to do this, definitely comment below. I believe there's like a rib feature in SolidWorks. Anyway, but this is one maybe hacky way of doing it. So let's go back into here. We're going to move this, oops, we're going to move this point a little bit deeper inside that rib wall. Oops, it seems like it made it coincident. Give me a moment here. There we go. Okay, so hopefully that's far enough. Looks like it probably is. It's digging deep into that curved solid. And so we will exit our sketch. And I'm going to hit Control-7, get that isometric view. Looks good. The rib is going right into that curved part right there. Okay, so we are finished with a quarter of the solid. All we have to do then is go to Features and Mirror. And the nice thing about doing the mirror feature as opposed to this sketch kind of mirroring is that you can mirror across multiple planes. So we can, let me select the features that we're going to mirror here first. So we're going to mirror basically everything that we've done. And then we're going to mirror across the front plane so we can get a copy in this direction. And then both of these things will be mirrored across, let's see, we want to mirror across the right plane. So we get copies in this direction. So this is super helpful or useful because it does mirroring in across two planes and can end up giving you like 4 copies of what you had, what you want to mirror. So it's pretty awesome. That I feel like is stronger than the sketch mirroring. Okay, let's check it out. Evaluate mass properties. So we got 48823.76. That's going to be 24. And it looks like that looks good. Okay, well, I hope this video was helpful. Again, if you're looking for something more professional, look for the YouTube channel called Design by Roozbe. That guy does an awesome job breaking down each practice problem. And take care and keep studying.